Because Skip, you know they say, man, you see what Brett did? $5 million for a volleyball arena because his daughter played there. He didn't have to do that. He didn't do nothing. The federal government gave that money, but they're quick to talk about, oh, black and brown people, they be stealing. And then we need to cut out some of this pork and all this. Stop it.
Yep.
The biggest criminals, the people that steal the most.
YouTube. What's going on? Witty P dropping in one time, and I definitely want to do a reaction to two Pro Football Hall of Famers going at it outside the field. Yes, Brett Favre, Shannon Sharpe, they going at it. And Brett Favre, he's trying to revive his defamation lawsuit case against Shannon Sharpe. Yes, back in 2022, Brett Favre, caught himself in some hot water, basically stealing from the poor. He teamed up with the former governor of Mississippi and basically we're taking welfare checks from the poor. And I want to be clear, the state of Mississippi did state that from 2016 to 2019, the Human Services of Mississippi, that $77 million in funds for, poor people, it was spent in all different directions. Yeah, spent everywhere. And Brett Favre, he was part of that. He was part of that $77 million, and he used $5 million of that. He didn't get the full $77 million, but he used $5 million of, however that money was split up, whatever. He used $5 million of that to build a volleyball court at his former alma mater and where his daughter went to school, Southern Mississippi. He has a volleyball court. And Shannon Sharpe called him out, like, what the fuck? Like, you stealing from the poor. You stealing from the poor. And this case was dropped back in October of 2022 because they basically said Shannon Sharpe was just, expressing his opinion on a sports talk show, just expressing his opinion. But my problem is this. This is my big thing. Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe, they were both going in on Brett Favre. But he only wanted to sue Shannon Sharpe for defamation. But Skip Bayless, he was throwing his jabs in there as well. See, you know what this is? Say you got two people fighting one person, right? But you got this one person throwing big blows like boom, really hurting that one guy. And you had the other one, maybe not as big, just throwing his little punches in there, kicking them. They still jumping them though. But you got the one guy, he ain't hitting them as hard, ain't punching them. The one guy just punching him, kicking him, getting his little shit in. But you're still getting jumped by two people. And what was funny is Brett Favre didn't want to, send smoke to Skip Bayless' way. He only wanted to go at Shannon Sharpe. That's what was funny to me. And the program, that was funding, these welfare checks, it was the temporary assistance for needy families. That was the program, that this was run through. And I'm going to give you some more context, but I want you to see the clip where Shannon Sharpe was going in on Brett Favre, but also Skip Bayless. But Brett Favre just wants to send smoke Shannon Sharpe's way. And I wonder why. What y'all think got something to do with that? What y'all think? Why y'all think that? Because Skip Bayless, he was getting in his jabs and his punches and his kicks as well. Anything Shannon Sharpe was saying, Skip Bayless was co-signing. But let me give you some context from The Guardian. This news just dropped today. Brett Favre pushes to revive lawsuit against fellow Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe. Lawyers for Brett Favre have asked a federal appeals court to revive a defamation lawsuit the former NFL quarterback filed against a fellow Pro Football Hall of Fame member Shannon Sharpe amid the backdrop of a Mississippi welfare scandal. A federal judge in Mississippi threw out the lawsuit in October, saying Sharpe used constitutionally protected speech on a sports broadcast where he criticized Favre's connection to the welfare misspending case. Favre's lawyer, Emmett Vore, told an appeals court in New Orleans that the lawsuit should be revived, arguing that Sharpe accused Favre, who has not been charged with a crime, of theft. Sharpe said during a September 2022 broadcast of the Fox Sports show Skip and Shannon, undisputed, that Favre was taken from the undeserved, that he stole money from people that really needed that money, and that someone would have to be sorry person to steal from, the lowest of the low. Yeah, Shannon Sharpe say he trying to, get some brownie points, trying to say, look what Brett Favre did. oh, look what he did. All the whole time he was stealing the money. You know, like I say, I'm gonna get to it where it say $77 million was misspent, throughout this program, the temporary assistance for needy families. $77 million was misspent, and Brett Favre got some of that money, and he used that money to build a volleyball court at his former alma mater. That's actual defamation because that reasonable listener is taking the word still literally and not figuratively, Favre said. Sharpe's attorney, Joseph Terry, told the judges that Sharpe's remarks were clearly an opinion offered when he was asked about a news report on the Mississippi welfare scandal and how the reports will affect Favre's legacy. If you read his comments in context, it's quite clear that he was expressing his opinions rhetorically, Terry said. The panel gave no indication when it would rule. Mississippi State Auditor Shad White has said that from 2016 to 2019, the Mississippi Department of Human Services misspent more than $77 million from the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families program, funds intended to help some of the poorest people in the U.S. Amongst White's finding was that Favre improperly received $1.1 million in speaking fees from a nonprofit organization that spent the temporary assistance needed money with approval from the Department of Human Services. The money was to go toward a $5 million volleyball arena at the University of Southern Mississippi, which he attended and where his daughter was playing the sport. Favre has paid back $1.1 million, but White said in February court filing that the former quarterback still owes $729,790 because interest caused growth in the original amount he owed. Favre, who lives in Mississippi, has denied wrongdoing and is not facing criminal charges. He is among more than 36 people or companies being sued by the State Department of Human Services. Yeah. U.S. District Judge Keith Starrett's October ruling said Sharpe's remarks about the case were constitutionally protected rhetorical hyperbole. Yeah, I want to get to some of the clips so you can see how Skip Bayless, he was getting his jabs and kicks in there too, but he just want to go at Shannon Sharpe, because he's just so boisterous, and like I said, it's like, jumping somebody. You still get jumped by two people with just one come with them haymakers, really hitting your ass, and you really feeling them ones. You still get kicked and punched by the other guy, but you don't feel it as much, so it feel like it's one person really just kicking your ass, but it's still two. Skip Bayless was getting in his jabs as well, but I'm gonna play a few clips from it so you can just see how Skip Bayless was getting in his jabs as well.
First thing they blame, the media.
Play a few clips.
I've been smeared by the media.
It was you that says, this is Brett Favre text to Nancy New.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to pay me there, if you were to pay me, is there any way the media can find out where this came from and how much? Why you care? If the media found out, if everything's on the up and up, what you did,
Worth $100 million.
In other words, he was reverse Robin Hood. Robin Hood robbed from the rich and gave to the poor. He robbed from the poor to give to the richest.
He was robbing Hood.
Yeah, Skip. Thank you, Robin Hood. Skip, and he's like, and he tried to call it, I've tried to get this wellness center. Bro, it was not a wellness center. You tried to get a volleyball arena built for your it was for the state of Mississippi. You mean to tell me I could go down there and use it? So
They tried to claim you could.
No, you couldn't stop it. You know damn well, I can't go down there and use nothing from UCLA, USC, or Pepperdine, or anybody else, Skip. Stop that, Brett.
No.
And you think people are dumb. And I'm not even talking about your cancer foundation that was meant for that people was giving you money for kids with cancer, that you was taking that and donating it to your alma mater. Skip, he wanted to seem philanthropic without being philanthropic. So, but in other words, he wanted to be philanthropic, but I ain't using my money. I'm gonna use the state's money.
I want to be clear, as Brett Favre, he's trying to revive this, lawsuit, defamation, but I don't think it'll stick. I don't think he'll be able to do it because, let's be real, Shannon Sharpe, he's getting bigger and bigger. Like, it's gonna look crazy. They don't want Shannon Sharpe being in this type of mess. Like, when I say they, I'm just talking about the media and shit like that. Like, he's growing. Like, he's that guy in the media right now. Shannon Sharpe, like, he's that guy. So they about to just throw this shit out, ignore this shit. In my opinion, they're gonna throw this shit out, ignore this shit again. Brett Favre just gonna be, sitting there looking silly, in my opinion, because he was just speaking his opinion, but he was just, you know, Shannon Sharpe so boisterous, you know, he speak with that intensity, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you felt like he was the only one saying something, but Skip Bayless was getting in his little jabs too, his little kicks, his little punches, like, yeah, take that, yeah, take, you know, somebody jumping somebody, it's always that little motherfucker that they couldn't do shit by themselves, just, yeah, take that. But it's always somebody way bigger, really putting in the work, knocking the motherfucker out. But you got somebody that, yeah, take that, Skip Bayless. Yeah, take that. Punch here, jab here, kick there, you know, little shit like that. But I don't think it'll stick. That's just my opinion. But let me know what y'all think. Y'all send down in the comments. Keep the fire coming. I'm going to keep it rolling. That's what you can help us share the video. If you're entertaining, hit that cash app. We out.